Climbing behind the wheel of the new Alfa Romeo 4C was a bit of a departure from the garage-built sleds I usually drive. With a carbon fiber chassis, a 1.7-liter turbo 4-cylinder, and a wheelbase that's more akin to a shopping cart than that of a real car, my expectations of the 4C were quite high going in. I dreamt about a perfect weight balance, sublime handling, and of course an exhaust note that was fit for the gods. I mean, this was an Italian sports car, right? After driving hundreds upon hundreds of cars over the years though, I've learned one thing. Set your expectations to around 7, and then the odds of you being disappointed become quite slim.
So the Alfa 4C is Alfa's first kind of intrusion into the American market since the 8C back in 2008. It's, first glance, you look at it and you go, oh, look, just like a Lotus. Then you drive it, you go, oh, it feels just like a Lotus. It's small, it's super compact. The biggest difference though is the 1.7-liter 4-cylinder that's sitting behind me. It's not crazy powerful. It's 237 horsepower and 257 pound-feet of torque, which in this car actually is pretty brisk. You gotta remember, 2492, 2,492 pounds. That's what this little bugger weighs, and it feels like. The tranny in this thing is a dual clutch transmission that, while it works, it feels a little bit on the older side. It does make some good sounds though. God knows the Italians get that right. In automatic mode, it never knows what gear it wants to be, and it just can't figure it out. When you engage the paddles and you flick it around, it works. You can drop it a gear, it'll hold a gear for you, it won't upshift, and it works reasonably well. I'll tell you, pretty abrupt. It's not neck-snappingly quick. From the 4-cylinder, you just don't get the torque until you get in a boost about, which is like 3,500 RPM, right? So for instance, 0 to 60 in this thing is about 4.3, 4.5 seconds, around there. My Mustang GT with a 5-liter V8 runs the same, about 4.5 seconds, but the Mustang feels so much faster than this. That low-end grunt, that guttural grunt makes such a difference. However, if you keep this thing spun, right, all of a sudden, now it really comes into its own and it becomes a really, really fun little flickable car. You know, when it comes down to like quality of the interior and stuff, they really did a nice job. The dash is beautiful double-stitched leather. You look down and it's nothing but carbon fiber. I mean, you really do. You open the door and you get into this carbon fiber tub, which is really, really slick. The body panels on this are all sheet composite. So it's super light, and at day's end, helps lend to the agility of the car.
Think of the Alfa 4C as a 3/4 size supercar that still needs another 25% of refinement before it falls into that rock star category. As a first effort by Fiat Chrysler, the 4C is great. It's sexy, fast, and for the most part, it even handles well. However, with all the hype surrounding this car, I was expecting more out of the box. Maybe the problem was that I still like my big displacement engines and all the theater that goes along with them. Or maybe it was the fact that Farah decided to show up with a Viper TA and throw me the keys. Check out that comparison over at Drive Plus.